All right. We are back again. Second episode. Yes, I didn't leave again. I didn't leave a second time. That's crazy. I didn't leave. I'm not gone for months. I'm back again, guys. Here I am. So, I'm 25 years old. I'll be 26 October 9th. I know it's a pretty long time from now. I'm saying this because I'm bipolar on having a kid. One side of me wants that experience. Other side of me is like, hell nah. And, I see the cute babies online, and they cute babies. Some of them ain't. But then I'll be around my 6-year-old cousin, and it's just like, I don't want to do it. I don't know if I don't want to do it, but I'm just like, man, kids, they got kid energy. They got kid attitudes. They hit you. Why do kids hit you? I don't get this. Why do kids hit a lot? They just randomly hit you. No reason. No reason. They just want to smack you. It's like what? I just be chilling, and then he want to hit like this. I don't get it. I don't know if I'm ready to be smacked in the face. I don't know how I'm gonna react. First, smacked by my own child for no reason. But it's just, I don't know. It's a teeter-totter every single day. And I know I got time. I know. What I feel good about is I feel like in this era, in this generation, I feel like it's okay to wait. Like, nobody's rushing really to have kids unless you just accidentally just have a kid. Then you got a kid. But yeah, I don't know when I'll have a kid though. It could be soon. It could be like 37. 37 is not bad. But I got my docket. That's the professional term for a list, so I won't stray away from just babbling. And the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the quarantine again. If you're gonna hear quarantine. You already heard quarantine a lot if you listen to any TV, podcast, anything entertainment, because it's just that's what we're all doing right now. We're all quarantined and trying to stay alive. But what I've seen is weird because we have this lockdown, but we're also slowly opening up in the cities. So it's like it's like, and LA already extended theirs to 3 more months, which is not surprising for me because once I heard that it might take a year to find a vaccine, I was like, yeah, we in here. Like, this is gonna be a while. And excuse me. And the only way you can fight a virus, people, is a vaccine. There's no other way. There's no physical way of fighting a vaccine. You can't boys in the hood your way into this where he was swinging at the air. Like that's basically what you're doing. The only way you're going to fight this is a vaccine. And when that comes out, that's when things will feel a little bit better. And people, I know, are afraid that, this vaccine might have a chip or something weird in it. But it's like, if it's mandatory, you ain't got a choice. Like, especially for people that travel, I like to travel. It's like, bro, you ain't going nowhere if you ain't got that vaccine, especially overseas, because overseas really don't play about that. If you ain't got it, you ain't going Where? Um, what else? What else? Let me look real quick. Um, whoa. Hold on, bro. And another thing is, I do wonder how long this virus is going to be. Because it's like they're saying that it could be a second wave of this stuff, and you know, it may be it makes you wonder, like, there's gonna be third waves, fourth waves, like, how long can this go? And it definitely, I mean, the whole quarantine, the whole coronavirus thing is like, it's the we don't know, the not knowing of what's going to happen. I will say to the people who are out there protesting and doing all that stuff, it's like, when it's like, don't be mad at these people, the doctors, that like are still working on this stuff, and why is it taking so long? Because I know people are like, well, we got technology in this and we should be like prepared. It's like, dog, you can't prepare for anything like this. It's like asking somebody to catch a chainsaw while it's on with one hand and being like, yo, you gotta catch this. You don't drop this. And it's like, I ain't never cut a chain. I never caught a chainsaw. And then you get mad when they drop the chainsaw. It's like, bro, if you never had this experience, you don't know what can happen. You don't know. You don't know. They don't know. Nobody. That's the thing. It goes back to not knowing. Not only do citizens don't know, but the doctors and the nurses, all these people, they don't know. They're going along with this just like us, trying to figure it out. So, once again, stay safe, be patient. Next thing I'm going to talk about is sports and the state of sports. So, the two sports that's supposed to be going on, well, it's actually multiple sports that's supposed to be going on, is um, basketball and baseball. And I'm pretty sure soccer, maybe some other sports, but those two, basketball and baseball, is the two popular ones. Those are supposed to be going on. Basketball, um, I hear that it's slowly starting to open up its facilities. I know multiple teams have already done it. You know, the way I feel about this is player safety is first, because it's just lives first, you know. And I wouldn't be mad at if they just cancel the seasons, even if they cancel NFL season for like the whole year. I wouldn't be mad. It's just like, we have to be precautious. But they're opening it back up, and it kind of looked like we might be getting sports probably August, or basketball August, and baseball maybe August time, probably earlier. And Donovan Mitchell, Utah guard, Utah Jazz, he tweeted 2 months down, 1 month to go. So that even puts more on it. Like, we might have it. We might have it. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if I should be happy or not. I would say if it does start back up, I think it should start in the playoffs. And I know a lot of players that have potential to get to the playoffs want to just resume season. And I'm just like, if you resume the season, that season's not going to end until probably like November. Maybe like, well, no, like October. Probably, yeah, more like October. Maybe November if you resume the season. Yeah, around that time. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like they already played like 60 something games, and That's a good enough, right? Those 60-some games is fair enough. I think it'll be better if we just go to the playoffs and just play it like that. And then I would say like the next maybe 2 seasons, if you want to get back to like regular scheduling, like 82, you probably would have to go like 2 more short seasons after that to try to catch up as much as possible. Or they might just make it permanent, which is a possibility. That's really a lot of it with sports is like just scheduling could just be changed forever, which outside of sports, just life in general, there's going to be a new normal. But but for sports, baseball wise, they said they're gonna cut it down to 100 games. Shit, you can cut that shit down even more, like 80. I'm a Mets fan, but even if you're a baseball fan, you want this shit to be a little bit like faster paced. Like nobody's really watching all that baseball. Come on, like no, even baseball fans is not watching all that baseball. I love the Mets. I'm a Mets fan, but I ain't watching all that baseball. That's just unrealistic. But yeah, I think I really don't have like a good or bad on it. It's just making sure they're healthy, and I know they're going to be in like certain cities. That's what they want to do is certain cities, but it's just I don't know. It's hard to feel like excited about this stuff because it's just like, what if one player gets it? What if one important player gets it? We gotta stop the season. What if it's like 2 or 3 important players? Then do you think about stopping the season? It's a lot of, I don't know. It's really hard because then it goes back to vaccine. Because if you don't got a vaccine, it's more likely somebody gonna catch it, unless you really have like a strict, like you go to this arena, you go to this stadium, you play, then you get your ass back into like the hotel or whatever quarantine place you're at. You know what I'm saying? So it's really tough. It's tough to kind of get excited about that stuff. But yeah, man, we're going to find out in a month or 2 or less than that. I mean, we got time. I don't know when this lockdown about to end. They already extended LA, so we ain't got nowhere to go. All right. Next thing we will be talking about is the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. Okay. So, let's see where it starts. I'm going to say, well, I'm 25, like I just said early in the podcast. So there's a limit to how much I can really talk about Michael Jordan's career in this documentary. But my dad was a big basketball fan. And he was a Pistons fan, Bad Boys. So he was against Michael Jordan, but he respected Michael Jordan. And my dad, being that big basketball fan, he taught us, me and my siblings, a lot about basketball and football and a little bit of baseball. And it wasn't just like the physical part of basketball, it was the mental too. So we were basically just like 8, 9-year-olds like watching basketball like seriously because we're like, he's like telling us, he's like training us like this is what they do, like cuts and pick and rolls and rotations, and it's just like we're knowing this at a young age. It's just like we're just trained up. So my dad would tell us a lot of stories about Michael Jordan and, just stories of the NBA growing up. So I knew quite a lot of stories already. even in his documentary. So a lot of it wasn't too surprising. So I would say one of the things that I didn't know was how chaotic the organization was. Like from the teammates bickering to the coaching changes to Pippen and Michael Jordan hating their GM and Cross. it was definitely it was definitely crazy how I would say Michael Jordan handled and Scottie Pippen and just the players handled what was going on in that environment, and also the media. The media was crazy. They was going all out. They was going all out. I don't know what would be worse, the media today or media back then. Like they were, excuse me, they were saying Michael Jordan killed his father, like got his father. Like I didn't, not Michael Jordan didn't kill his father. They were saying he like, I guess, kind of like his gambling led to his father's death, which it was like, it was crazy that they would write that. So it was like, for all that to happen and him still leading his team to championships was definitely like interesting and impressive. And you kind of understand a little bit why he was so aggressive and like fierce and so hyper focused and hyper competitive when he was on the court, because it was just like if he would have slipped up even a little bit, it could have been like really detrimental to not only himself but just like his teammates, organization just would have just like really collapsed. So, I mean, I'm not saying you have to be an asshole to win, because obviously you don't. Especially today's game, you know, you got LeBron, you got Curry, you got Kevin Durant. Uh, I was about to say Kyrie Irving, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about Kyrie Irving. But like you got Duncan, even though he retired, Dirk. Yeah, those type of players where, I mean, all athletes are somewhat fierce competitors. I mean, especially if you're great, if you're one of the better players, one of the top tier players, you gotta have some type of fierce competitiveness in you. Having that soft side with players and just being able to talk and communicate in a different way to help your players be better. I'm saying there's no right or wrong way. If you're gonna be that type of player, you gotta be really great, like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. But yeah, it was definitely. I could have done this when 9 or 10, because 9 or 10 episodes is literally coming. I could have done it when it's all over, but I wanted to talk about it now, to to let me still have like a good memory of it. Um, the Isaiah and Michael Jordan grudge thing is like something I'm like, man, I don't know if there's more to the story, possibly, but what I see is just like, man, y'all too old to be having a grudge, especially Michael. Michael, you got all this damn money, man. Y'all, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's more than that, then I can see it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I'm too old with this stuff. And I do think Isaiah should have made that dream team. I mean, it's another thing. I don't know all the stories, so I don't know if this is like really serious. But it's like Isaiah was one of the better players. He deserved to be there. And it's feel like if you can play basketball, just play basketball. Then you ain't gotta talk to him. Shit, like you can just hoop and go back to your hotel. I ain't gotta say nothing. But I get it. If you don't want the chemistry fucked up, I understand. I get it. Scott Scott Burrow, he was funny because Michael Jordan couldn't get to him. Michael Jordan tried to have that bully mentality, and Scott was just a nice person. And he was just like, okay, cool. Well, I'm still going to keep playing. It was funny. And it was good to see Scott had that one good game. I think it was against the Jazz. Was it Jazz? No, I don't think it was the Jazz. I forgot. But he had like 20-something points, which was really funny. It was really dope to see. Seeing more Scotty was definitely interesting too. That take of like when he didn't want to take he wanted to take the shot, but Kukoc took the shot and he just sat on the bench. That's one of the moments where you don't say, I don't regret it. Like you say, I felt bad for it, but I wouldn't change anything. I'm like, maybe you should have changed it, bro. Like, I don't know. Being the best player on that team at that time, you kind of, what if that would have happened today? Like a player sat out, just like, that would have been nuts. That would have been crazy. That would have been nuts. Twitter would have been going crazy on that. Let's see. Learning more about Dennis Rodman. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Dennis Rodman would have a book out. I would just see, but like seeing Dennis Rodman going through his mental health and seeing possible. Well, I mean, they didn't say it, but it's a possible suicide when he was in his car. And I'm glad that now we're talking about mental health more in sports. But that was definitely something interesting to see. But like that, the crazy part was the little segment when he was talking about how he grabbed rebounds. And he like, to us, it sounded like, the hell is this nigga talking about? Like, but to him, it's just like, it's so calculated of how he sees the ball bounce off the rim, and he knows each player's shot will bounce off the. It's just, I'm like, dog, that's some scientist craziness. Like that's I never seen anybody talk about rebounding like that. Like how he knew how the ball would bounce off the rim. It's just, that was beyond me. And just like, yeah, learning my favorite, I don't know if I said this already, but my favorite part was just seeing Michael Jordan human side. Like seeing more of his vulnerable side, seeing him open up more, seeing him almost cry. And that connection he had with his father, that was something that definitely hit home for me. Like basically him, growing up through that time with his father and learning from his father and him being there and his mom being there. But just having that father-son connection is definitely something I kind of related to, and seeing him win that championship. Because I was actually waiting for that moment when they won that championship after his father got murdered. Because I just wanted to see, like, that's one of the things I wanted to hear more about from his mouth. And to see that, it was just definitely emotional. And I'm glad to be able to see it. Like, I definitely teared up a little bit seeing that clip of him on the ground crying. So, yeah, man. Seeing this documentary, it definitely paid off. We're going to see about these last two. I'm probably going to do a little small recap of the last two episodes. But being able to see more of what happened through that decade and seeing the outcome and how they got through it was very great. Very beautiful. And the Bulls would not win 8 straight. Like, we got to stop this. Don't tell me that after the first three-peat, Michael Jordan was fed up. He was tired and he was fed up. Ain't no way he's going 8 straight. Nobody's going 8 straight, bro. Nobody. No Celtics team. No Lakers team. Bro, I don't know why would you think, oh, they would have went 8 straight. Bro, somebody would have beat them. Like if Michael Jordan never retired, I don't even think they would have got to 6 rings, honestly. Him going to another season where all the stuff he was doing, like he was going through in the last season of the first stint 3-peat, bro, there was no way he was going to collect 8 straight. Like, I think he would have got maybe, if he would have kept going, I think he would have got 1 or 2 more rings. I don't think he would have had another 3-peat after that first 3-peat. Because it was just too much. It was too much going on. And that's really was the reason, like, he left to go play baseball. It was his father, and it was more of him just, like, getting away. Like, kind of like vacation. Like, he just needed to do something else. So, I don't think he would have went 8 straight. And I don't think he would have went another 3-peat if he would have just kept continuing to play, man. It's too much, bro. He feels like a machine, but he's still a human, bro. It feels like he's a machine, but he is still human. He wouldn't have done it. But he's still great. Still great. He's not my number 2. He's not my number 1. It's LeBron. But like I said, I'm 25. So it's LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kareem, Shaq, Magic. Like that. All right, let's go something else in sports. Well, something other than sports. We'll go Jill Scott versus Erykah Badu. We were all winners. There really wasn't no winners in that. Like, it was just great music, beautiful music. They both was just showing appreciation. We all was just showing appreciation. It was just beautiful. It had the highest views for verses, like over 700,000 or something like that. It should have been more, honestly. You know why I'm saying that? Is because Tekashi 6ix9ine had over like 1 million views, and I'm not gonna talk too much on that. But that, yeah, I don't understand human beings. I don't get human beings. Every day I'm always saying that. Like, it's every day I feel like people just kind of just be in a different world, like a different dimension. I don't know, but definitely had fun with that versus. And next up is Nelly and Ludacris. Now, I feel like we're gonna get back to the verses of who's gonna win that. I think Ludacris is gonna win. Honestly, I think Ludacris is going to win that one. I think Ludacris, if they do features, I do think Ludacris will have it, because Ludacris has, I don't know if he has the same amount of hits as Nelly, but he does have like a bunch of songs. I don't know. I think Ludacris will have it because like Nelly has like the pop hits. Like, he has the hits, like the white people hits. Ludacris got the white people hits too, but he also got just black people hits. Like, the stuff we know. So I think if he goes that way, plus the features, I think Ludacris will pull it out. And I'm not saying that Nelly ain't gonna put up a fight. Nelly gonna put up a fight. I hope he put that Band-Aid on. I hope he put the Band-Aid on. That would be hilarious. That would be definitely good comedy. But yeah, I think Ludacris will take that one. You know, I think he has the features. I think he has enough hits to pull it out. The next thing we're gonna talk about, I think it's gonna be quick, but it's a tweet of an Instagram live of Raven Simone, and she was talking to a fan, and she basically said that she hasn't spent her Cosby money, Cosby Show money, and that blew my mind. But I wasn't like too surprised because like I felt like you didn't need to because she did other stuff. Like she's basically Disney princess. Like she got Disney money, so it's like it's not too surprising that she ain't really spend that money, that Cosby money. But like, whew, and she's still collecting. I looked up her net worth, but I forgot what it was. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Let's see. I think it was like 17. Let's see. Hold on. 17, I might be off like a mother. They're saying 55 mil. You know what? I was way off. Yeah, so they're saying, yeah, her estimated worth is about 55 mil. So we can all agree. I think we all have enjoyed a lot of Raven Simone Instagram lives lately, between her with that that evil laugh to her talking to the baby. I think we have enjoyed some Raven Simone over this quarantine times. I feel like we're gonna have to do like the best moments of quarantine time just for jokes and comedy. That would be. We just gotta have some type of fun, guys. I gotta try to spice it up a little bit. That would be very interesting. The best moments of quarantine live. Well, quarantine live. What the fuck? Best moments of being in quarantine times. That's a long ass title. I'm gonna think about that. So let's see. Let's see what's next. What else do I got on this joint? I know I've been talking for a while now, so I'll probably talk about that later. Let's see here. Oh, I normally don't talk about or put out like violence, but I know y'all saw that tall white guy beat up the short white guy, and he was like doing like martial arts stuff, and he kicked him in the face. Dog, that shit was so funny, but I understand like why he stopped fighting after he got kicked in the face into a car. Dog, if you ever get kicked in the face into a car, you just have to accept that you're going to take that L. Cuz there's no way to react unless you're a professional fighter. There's no way. Even professional fighters that get kicked in the face react that way. Like they just, dog, it was no way. And he was just like, his stance, his bounce, it was just like he was in a groove. If you somebody standing like that, that you might be fighting, you might not want to fight that person. You might not. Because then he gonna end you off with a rib kick. And I heard that he got broken ribs. The guy that got kicked in the ribs. Dog, you can't, bro. Like that's what you get, honestly. Like that's what you. And I think another thing was the dude, the bald headed guy that got kicked in the face and in the ribs. I think he was like some type of pervert or something. So yeah, he had it coming. He had it coming. And it was comedy, honestly, because it was just like It was like watching a white Bruce Lee because it was in the streets too, and it was beautiful. So that would be the end of this podcast because I pretty much got everything I wanted to get out, um, and I think we hit. I think I did a lot better in the first. Well, I did a lot better this episode than the first episode. Um, a lot more stops while talking. Well, a lot less stops. Man, I can't even talk. See, this is. I know I'm ready to be done talking because I'm like stumbling now. But yeah, this felt good. It felt good to have a list to talk about, a docket to talk about. If you listen to this far, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, there's no way to go but up. All right, I'm about to be stop talking. But before I stop talking, um, I just want to say rest in peace to Little Richard, the rock and roll legend, father of rock and roll, Andre Hero, a mogul, business mogul, uh, CEO of Uptown Records. Um, Rest in peace to Sean Reed, uh, another black person to pass away, well, a black person to get murdered, and Breonna Taylor, another black person to get murdered. Um, I know I'm ending it off a little bit sad, but I just wanted to save it to like the end. So, or maybe I should have done it in the beginning. I don't know, but I know I'm missing probably some other people, but just RIP, rest in peace to uh, people who recently passed away, to uh, some tragedy, um, even with COVID. So, yeah, I'm out. I love y'all guys. Uh, I'll see you in the next episode. Yeah.